Hi, I'm Ivan the Terrible, or Ivan the Fourth of Russia, and today I'm going to talk to you about why I should be the next Monarcherette. I would like to find my next wife. I've already had 6, but I'm looking for my 7th and true love. So I ruled Russia from 1533 to 1584. And one of my great accomplishments is that I was the first Tsar of Russia before my title was Grand Duke, Grand Prince. But after my rule, I became the first Tsar, which means Emperor of Russia. Another thing that I did that was super awesome was create the Zemsky Sobor, which was an advisory assembly composed of lawyers, nobles, clergy, and other people too. And they met to create a centralized bureaucracy for Russia. Some of the things that we did was create a new legal code. We reorganized the military to be a meritocracy. We also created departments in the administration. So you can see that I'm very organized, and I would be a great monarch and a great partner because I would help organize your life. Another thing I did was defeat the Tartars, which was a kind of successor group of the Mongols from the Golden Horde. So I defeated them. I fought a series of wars from 1547 to 1556, and I successfully took over the Volga River, which helped continue trade in the Caspian Sea. So I defeated the Mongols. That's pretty cool. It's just 100, 200 years later. So those are my accomplishments. You could say I'm an absolutist. I had something called the Oprichnina, which was a special policy that I created to kind of repress the nobles. So I had this war called the Livonian War. It was taking kind of a long time. There were some famines because people weren't able to farm anymore. And then we kept getting raided by Lithuanian forces, and that made some of my nobles a little upset. One of the princes, Andrei Kurbinsky, he defected to the Lithuanians, and he was trying to get other people to join in too. So that made me really paranoid. Like, are they going to try to attack me? I'm not sure. So I created, it's a really great idea, a secret police. And with my secret police, I captured all of the nobles, the boyars who were challenging me. I took away their property and their land, and we did some mass murders. And that's okay, because you know what? They stopped resisting my power from 1565 to 1572. So it was a good idea. I recommend you try it if you have some pesky nobles that are challenging your authority. So my closest friends probably fear me. That's okay. After my wife, Anastasia, died, I kind of thought she got poisoned, so I figured everyone else was against me. I ended up having 6 different wives. My first one died of natural causes. My next one was poisoned by her own mom. And then I divorced the other ones. I just couldn't find the right person. I'm hoping that with this, you'll choose me to be the next monarch, bachelorette or bachelor, so then I can find my next true love. My close friends also might be a little upset with me because I did murder my own son. But that was just because his wife was wearing something really inappropriate and she was pregnant. And I told her, hey, you can't wear that. That reflects bad on the royal family. And he criticized me. So I hit him in the head with my cane and he died. Sometimes that happens, you know. But I think I'm still a really great catch, and I probably wouldn't murder you if you picked me to be the next monarch. My adversaries are really jealous of me. They wish they were the Tsar of Russia. I mean, who wouldn't want to be, right? So they might say I'm cruel and I murdered a lot of people and I set the precedent for Joseph Stalin in the future by creating a secret police. But it's not my fault that Joseph Stalin became a dictator and created the Gulag to send political prisoners. He copied my ideas. They were good ideas. What can I say? My ultimate downfall was when the Ottomans joined with the Tartars to burn down Moscow in 1571. That led to the end of the Oprichnina, so they weren't able to defend us from the Ottomans. So I lost the control of the boyars, which is kind of a bummer. I also descended into mental illness my later years, you know. I massacred a whole city of innocent people. I murdered my own son. I was just having a really hard time dealing with the loss of my wife, you know? You can't blame me for that. A major piece of art that might describe who I am as a monarch is right here. As you can see, that is me holding my son after I murdered him with a cane. And I think that just demonstrates how good of a dad I was, right? I obviously felt guilty for what I did. I comforted him in his last breaths. What more can you ask for in a dad, you know? So my ideal soulmate would be immune to causing poisons, because I guess a lot of people die of poison back then. So I would love a wife who won't die of poison. She needs to be young. She needs to be beautiful. I need a new heir since I murdered my other one. And my second son is kind of an idiot. I think he's going to lead to the downfall of Russia. So I don't want him. So if you could find me someone who is young and beautiful, that would be ideal. And I think this quote really speaks to who I am. He is not only beloved of his nobles and commons, but also had great fear and dread through all his dominions, so that I think no prince in Christendom is more feared of his own than he is. Not yet better beloved. That was said by an Englishman in 1567. And I think that just demonstrates that, yes, the Russian people were super afraid of me, and they should have been, but they also loved me too. And I think that you could find a woman for me that will also love me. So please choose me to be the next bachelor of all these monarchs. Thanks, bye.